The plane is already cruising above the clouds when Maya hears it. She sits stiffly in the aisle seat, hands folded in her lap, knuckles pale from gripping her worry too tightly. Her shoes are worn thin at the heels, her coat borrowed from a neighbor who didn't ask too many questions. Everything she owns for the next 3 months fits into one scuffed carry-on beneath the seat in front of her. She's not afraid of flying. She's afraid of landing, of what waits for her on the other side with no job confirmed, no family left to call, and a 6-year-old son staying behind with a woman who promised, just until you're back on your feet. The little girl sits by the window beside her, legs swinging, curls bouncing every time she turns her head. Her tray table is down, holding a small paper bag with a cookie inside. She studies Maya with the unfiltered curiosity only children have, the kind adults forget how to allow themselves. Maya smiles politely and looks away, the way you do when you don't want conversation to reveal how close you are to falling apart. The man in the seat across the aisle clears his throat and adjusts his cufflinks. Everyone recognizes him, though no one dares say his name out loud. Daniel Harper. CEO. Billionaire. Magazine covers, keynote stages, private jets, except today, he's on a commercial flight because his daughter insisted. "I want to fly like everyone else," she'd said. He hadn't argued. He rarely said no to her, not since her mother died and silence moved into their house like a permanent guest. Daniel notices the way his daughter keeps glancing at the woman beside her. He also notices the woman's eyes, tired, red at the edges, carrying a grief that looks freshly packed and poorly hidden. The little girl reaches into her bag, breaks the cookie cleanly in half, and holds one piece out with both hands. "My daddy says sharing makes people stay," she says. "If I share my cookie, will you stay with me until the plane lands?" Time slows. Maya's chest tightens. She swallows hard, because no one has asked her to stay anywhere in a very long time. She nods before she can stop herself. "Yes," she whispers, "I can stay." And just like that, something fragile but real forms between them at 35,000 feet. As the minutes stretch into hours, the little girl, Lily, talks. She talks about her school, about how her mom used to braid her hair, about how her dad works too much but tries very hard. Maya listens, really listens, the way she used to listen to her own son at bedtime, before exhaustion turned listening into surviving. Daniel pretends to read emails on his tablet, but he hears everything. He watches Maya respond with warmth despite the heaviness clinging to her, and it unsettles him. He's surrounded by people every day, yet he's never felt more alone than he does watching a stranger give his daughter something he's failed to, undivided presence. When turbulence shakes the cabin, Lily's hand finds Maya's instinctively. Maya doesn't pull away. She squeezes back, steady and calm, though inside she's shaking too. Not from fear of the plane, but from the ache of remembering how it feels to be needed. Somewhere over the Atlantic, Maya finally speaks about herself. About losing her husband to a factory accident that ended with apologies instead of accountability. About working 2 jobs until her body gave out before her spirit did. About choosing between rent and medicine. About telling her son she was going on a short trip, because the truth sounded too much like goodbye. Lily listens with her whole body. Daniel listens with his whole conscience. When Maya's voice cracks, Lily climbs halfway into her lap, curls pressing into Maya's coat. "You can stay with us," Lily says confidently. "Daddy has a big house. Lots of rooms." Daniel's breath catches. He opens his mouth to gently correct her, but Maya beats him to it. "That's very kind," she says softly. "But I have to find my own way." Something in that answer, dignified, broken, honest, hits Daniel harder than any boardroom confrontation ever has. When the plane begins its descent, Lily looks panicked. "You promised," she says. "You said you'd stay." Maya smiles through tears. "I did stay. And I will always remember you." Lily thinks for a moment, then presses the remaining cookie crumbs into Maya's palm. "Then take this, so you don't forget." Daniel stands as the seatbelt sign turns off. For the first time in years, he doesn't know what to say. Power has always given him language. Money has always given him solutions. This moment gives him neither. At the gate, people rush past with lives intact and destinations certain. Maya lingers, unsure where to go next. Daniel clears his throat. "Where are you headed?" he asks. She hesitates, then tells the truth. Anywhere that will give me a chance. He nods slowly. I think I might know a place. What follows is not a miracle. It's not instant rescue or unrealistic generosity. It's a job interview that turns into a real job. A modest apartment connected to a community program his company funds but he's never visited before. Childcare assistance. Counseling. Time. Months pass. Maya rebuilds, brick by brick. She brings her son home. She laughs again, slowly at first, then fully. She sends Lily postcards. Lily sends drawings back. Daniel changes too. He leaves the office earlier. He listens longer. He understands that success without connection is just another kind of poverty. Years later, Lily stands on a small stage at school, telling a story about sharing a cookie on a plane. In the audience, Maya watches, her son beside her, Daniel a few rows back. Their lives no longer intersect out of need, but out of choice. And if you've made it this far, maybe this story stayed with you for a reason. Maybe it reminded you that kindness doesn't need wealth, that presence can change direction, and that sometimes the smallest question can alter the course of many lives.